So I figured that I might try to make a spontaneous video without thinking too much about what I want to talk about. And the inspiration from this is these three videos that I just watched on YouTube on some channels that I like to follow. One is like Felipe Sparks or something, the other is Fabian for Liberty, and the third one is StephBot, Stefan Molyneux's Free Domain Radio. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. So let's see, what the theme. I would have to say frustration. And I hope you guys are hearing the wonderful music in the background. My grandfather's playing some classical music, so I figured that would set the mood right. But, I mean, what are we seeing happening? We're seeing, first of all, we're seeing constant oppression, from economic to just overall social, interpersonal with our relationships. But what I'm seeing unfolding is a government that is far beyond corrupt. I mean, it's run by bankers, it's run by these wealthy families, it's run just by pretty much precisely the kind of people you wouldn't want running the show. I mean, right? Like, just psychopathic, unempathic, apathetic, elitist individuals. I mean, everything that represents, that is the power structure of our system. And as far as I can tell, most of these people are older, right? A lot of these people, when they finally get into the position, up till right now, yeah, they're older. They're at least over 30. I mean, I'm sure there are some young, but a lot of these guys have been working at this for quite some time. And, I mean, what are the chances that they're gonna suddenly have a change of heart and relinquish the power they have? Like, none, right? I mean, when I look at history, or what I know, very little of what I know, I never hear about these people just all of a sudden coming to fruition, that all this consciousness, or none of that, you know, no matter what you believe, it just doesn't happen. I mean, they're thrown out. They're thrown out by the oppressed. I mean, the oppressors become the oppressees, right? However you want to look at that. And I mean, I just don't, at this point, there's no reason to buy into anything that government is saying in terms of fixing the situation, because they've spent so much time looking after only their own self-interest until people make them. And we're not at that point. We're not at the point where people are making them, because like we're still caught up in the phoniness. I mean, this whole thing, all of these minor stories that get, you know, put on first front row seat of the show that we might like to call media. You know, the Trayvon Martin thing. As soon as I mention that name or want to talk about the way that it's being spun, I'm sure there's a lot of emotional response of the injustice. And of course, I mean, but how are you going to take this one instance, this one situation, and then dismiss everything that has happened until now, probably even before we were born, but just the accumulation of issues that we have, and you want to take this one issue and just attach yourself emotionally to it and identify with it as a way of, you know, it's like making you feel better by being involved in it. It's the same groupthink mentality. People just jump on the bandwagon, like with the Kony 2012 thing, and you take one aspect of it and it justifies everything else around it. And I mean, isn't that what government does too? Like, they take one thing, they add some you know, good intentions behind it, and that justifies everything tyrannical that they end up doing. You guys gotta understand, I mean, government owns all the resources. They have all the energy, they steal it, they claim it, they say, you know, you can only participate by signing up according to these regulations, and you don't have a choice though, because if you don't sign up, you get thrown in jail, like, or you get killed, or, I mean, so it's like, what is the answer? And it goes back to, you know, the basic premise of fixing your personal relationships. You fix your personal relationships in your community and your social life, and I mean, good things do happen, right? If you've got a good support system, you can take that, put it socially, you can take that and physiologically. If you got a good support system in your body, your mind, it works the same way. And that's definitely something we don't have. We don't have strong skepticism. We don't have strong populations. I mean, certain places for sure. I'm not. It's ridiculous and erroneous to generalize across the board. But in terms of what we need to really turn this thing around, I mean, no, it's just not. It's not there. So I'm just automatically skeptical of anything that has to do with political will, just any of the stuff that has already been tried and done and failed. I mean, all the movements behind Ron Paul for liberty, and that, I mean, it's great. Like, the thought is great, the idea is great. That's part of the problem, though, is it just stays at an idea. And then anybody who questions the idea, who says something against it, people get emotionally defensive. When, you know, you would get emotionally defensive if the tangible things, if the physical things that liberty represented were implemented and then were taken away from you. You could say the Constitution is one, but it's been ratified. I mean, they've killed it. It's gone. You don't have a choice of what taxes to pay, or, I mean, you don't have choice for crap, man. You don't have a choice to go out, choose a piece of land that's uninhabited and set the stage for yourself, because you've got to pay some government official, right? Who, I don't know where they inherited it from. I mean, this earth has been around long before them, long before their social implementations. I mean, I should probably just end it here, because I don't really know what else to say. It's just I always think back. A common thought. I don't know if you guys have seen. Wow, I can't even think of the movie. What's that movie with all the superheroes? It's got that blue guy. What's his name? And then it's got Rorschach. Oh, I can't believe I don't remember the name. But anyway, it's got the comedian in it, right? The guy that had the smiley face pin. He was probably my favorite character besides Rorschach, because he got it. He got the fact that it's just all a joke, right? I mean, that song, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And that's what it feels like, that we're stuck in somebody else's dream. And, you know, it's just like in a dream where you're trying to run away. It's like you're moving in slow motion. You're running in water. That's what this is like. And it's just a fucking joke. Somebody's sick joke. Good luck out there.